Personal Freedom on Finding Your Way to the Real World by Arthur Degman. Chapter 1. Who are the realists? Something is wrong. I've noticed it for a long time. As if there is something odd or unreal about the world. Most of the time, I'm busy with what I'm doing and I don't notice. But sooner or later, the persisting, nagging awareness emerges again, telling me that something is peculiar about my view of things, and everyone else's too. I don't mean that the world seems to be collapsing, starvation, atomic bombs, pollution. It isn't just those things. Drastic as they may be, there is something still more basically wrong. It's as if you went to the movies and there was something odd about the projector or something strange about the camera that was used to take the movies in the first place. The images seem normal, but the way it is put together is out of sequence or taken at different speeds. Or the perspective keeps changing. That's what I mean. There is something basically wrong with the structure of the world, as we've been taught to see it. But you might not notice it for a long while. It's not until you really examine your experience that you catch sight of the peculiarities. It just isn't the way you've been told. Let me give you an example. Time makes no sense. It really doesn't apply to me. It doesn't fit. My hair gets thin, and I can't stay up all night the way I used to. But I don't change. At my centre, I'm transparent. I'm looking out a window at everything that passes by. Time passes. I observe, and I will die, I am told. But these things don't fit that clear place where I am. Isn't that your experience too? You get older and everyone around you gets older. And you see your birthdays clicking away like numbers on a gasoline pump. But I'll bet there's something inside of you that doesn't feel it's changing at all. Inside, you're like some kind of mirror, reflecting everything without absorbing it. The mirror doesn't change. You watch time pass and perhaps believe it when people tell you that you'll die. But it really doesn't fit that clear place inside. Time fits my body and the world I see, but it doesn't fit me. Or consider it from another angle. Time flows like a river, it would seem. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow seem like a road stretching far behind and far ahead. Yet outside my window is an actual road, and on that road any place seems the same as 10 feet ahead or 10 feet behind. But it's not that way with time. 10 seconds past and 10 seconds ahead is nothingness, just smoke. Whereas now, this moment, where I am is clear and bright. On either side in time, there's nothing similar to now, only memories, the past, or imaginings, the future. The place you were 10 seconds ago has vanished. And what is the place 10 seconds ahead? There is nothing there. It's very odd. Doesn't it strike you, now that you notice that something is wrong? The road of time is a thought, and the thought doesn't fit. You have been told that you are fundamentally alone. We enter the world alone, and we exit alone, and so forth. Just you, confronting the universe. And what is the nature of the universe? Our scientific realists tell us it is a fascinating, orderly biochemical machine composed of electrical charges, but meaningless, purposeless, and indifferent. So, you're alone in an indifferent world. You're a highly sophisticated biocomputer in a highly sophisticated hyperspace. Congratulations. But what is your actual experience? Remember those times when you were touched by something impalpable, emanating from that outside realm of people and things? Music, nature, sports, prayer, sex, insight, drugs, encounter, friendship, or love. A moment when you felt connected, merging, exalted. I'm talking about those special times when you felt a joyous reverence and gratitude and mystery and recognition at finding yourself once again at that place. Of course, you can't explain it and nothing need change. The mechanical puppet cosmos can clank along forever. Just tell yourself that those experiences, mystical or otherwise, are the infantile derivations of wishes, fears, and early memories. It's simple. But is that what they feel like? Talk to children and see if they experience such things. Consider carefully whether those special moments really fit the vapid formula, infantile derivatives. Isn't that something you've swallowed or been force-fed like an infant? Indeed, but have never been able to digest. It's indigestible because it doesn't fit. That's why. It's another swindle, like time. You're told you're basically alone, in empty space. Yet, when you love, are you alone? When you look, unguarded, into another's eyes, clear place, are you alone? When you wholeheartedly engage in work or play, are you alone? There is only one way to be alone, by thinking about it. The thought creates the aloneness. The concept is the problem. Aloneness does not fit experience. When mathematics and chemistry define your world, it has no meaning. The world dries up. But for you, as you walk the streets, engage others, live your life, your world is charged with meaning, filled with purposes, conflicted or aligned at every level. Do the words, random and meaningless, really fit when you feel what you experience, moment by moment? Or are they something you have been told? Something you now think? Let's go a step further. Who or what are you? If I ask myself that question and take a look to see, it's very curious indeed. I thought that I was happy, that I was thinking, that I was seeing, but when I pause and look inside, it seems as if I've been looking out of a window at my feelings, at my sensations, and my thoughts, such as this one. If I'm looking at them, how can they be me? There is some kind of awareness, something basic that observes everything. And although I usually don't notice because it's drowned out by all the noise, it's always there. If I turn back to find myself, look inward to the deepest, the very heart of me, where I actually live, that awareness is me. It seems to have been there always, just as it is, while everything else changes. Try an experiment right now. Close your eyes and ask yourself if you've disappeared. What's your answer? Now, cover your ears so sounds are absent. Have you disappeared? No matter what part of the world or your thoughts or your feelings you make go away, you stay there. Now, what is that you? That's what I'm talking about, that place. And in fact, it's not even a place, it's you. That's what you are, and that's what I am. Until I ask the question, I'm a psychiatrist, a male, a husband, Arthur Digman. But when I ask that question and look to see, I'm that window, that lookout, that awareness. It isn't just a theory, it's what my experience actually is, and yours too. It's really very obvious, but you were told nothing about it through all your years of school. The most basic factor of your existence, the one thing you experience indisputably, your own aware self, is never mentioned. Everything else is. The everything else, that is not you. Let's look at the wisdom you've been taught, your guidebook to human condition. Sample 1. Satisfaction doesn't last. We're used to that principle and accept it. But isn't that a strange arrangement? You work for a goal that evaporates when it's in your hand. True, so true. That's the way life is. What an odd life. Sample 2. Nothing's perfect, particularly you. Everything's flawed, everything's a little off. How come? It's not so obvious that life must be defective. Would you have constructed it that way? No. So why would God? It doesn't make sense. You see, you've been taught that that's the way everything is. You're even annoyed that I bother you about it. But stop. Consider what you've been taught. Time, aloneness, dissatisfaction, imperfection, identity. Are they really logical? Are they facts? Are they realistic? Or have you been swindled, conned so well that it feels like home to you? It's almost funny. You thought you were being mature, adult, strong, looking life straight in the eye, hardly flinching. Maybe you've been duped. Maybe you've been living in a crazy house all this time. Let's look around. Perhaps there's a door. Let's be curious and ask, how did I learn about reality? Who are the realists?